Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to make a quick build video for the Stasis Titan setup that I use. So the biggest pieces of gear that you're going to need is an AS Luna with Headstone. It doesn't have to be anything in the first column. I run Unrelenting to get the healing, but this is the most important thing. You can run anything else. And the Heart of Inmost Light. I'm going to get into those a bit later. So we're running on Stasis. Here's the aspects that I'm using. We're going to go with Tectonic Harvest, so that way we can make Stasis crystals just from shattering our crystals. And we're running Diamond Lance just to get the 3 fragment slots, but Diamond Lance actually spawns when you get a kill with any Stasis weapon anyway, so it's just a nice little addition, and your teammates can use them as well. For the fragments, we're running Chains. Chains will give you plus 10 recovery, and then also you get damage reduction near those crystals that you're putting down. Whisper of Rhyme, so you can heal and get overshield off of your crystals whenever you break them and you pick up those Stasis shards made by Tectonic Harvest. Whisper of Fissures to increase the crystal damage from both your Headstone AS Luna and from your grenade. Whisper of Shards, so that way whenever you do break those crystals, including the Headstone crystals, you get a bunch of regen and it also gives plus 10 resilience. And Rending, this is going to let us one-shot the crystals with our primary, and it'll make the gameplay flow a lot quicker. So we're definitely running Lake Shield Grenade. It has a pretty low base cooldown, so you're going to want to run as high a discipline as you can. Anything over 7 will be fine. I run 10 on my build personally, though. And then I run Towering. You can run Rally if you're doing damage, which I'm going to get into in a bit, but Towering is better for just general gameplay, I think. Alright, so the most important things are going to be the mods for sure. Stasis Gloves, we're going to be running double grenade kickstart, so we get 30% of our grenade back, as well as elemental shards. These are going to make those shards that we create with the stasis crystals turn into wells as well, which is going to come into use. So this is actually supposed to be a little charge here, so whenever you pick up those stasis wells, you'll get your charge with light. Then we got Font of Mite. So Font of Mite is whenever you pick up an elemental well that matches your subclass energy, you get 25% damage boost. And this is going to work for both our AS Luna, and if you have any stasis heavy, Reed's Regret is the best option right now. I have a triple tap Vorpal. Triple tap Firing Line would be a bit better. And then we have our class item. You can run whatever you want for this one. I run Protective Light in most content. There's going to be a damage variant of this build for doing DPS on raid bosses and whatnot. But for general play, I like to run Protective Light. And then your helmet's just a free space. So I run Charged Up to get 1 extra stack of Charge with Light for my Protective Light to last longer. But the most important ones for sure, the Elemental Shards, Grenade Kickstart, Font of Might. So I'm just going to go into a patrol real quick. We'll show off what's going on with the build. Another thing is going to be on the class item, you just want to keep in mind Elemental Time Dilation as well. We're going to use this for when we show off the DPS version. But you can use anything in the flex spot on the helmet. If you have the space, you can run Supercharged. You can run Elemental Armaments to make more wells if you're not getting your abilities fast enough. But with this, you surely will be. And so here's how the basic gameplay loop's going to go. You can start off with any of your abilities. I like to lead off with a grenade, and that'll empower your other 2 abilities so they're stronger and they have faster cooldown. So you can actually just pop the crystals with the barricade, and that'll empower your grenade, and you can see the regen is just super fast, stacking with that Whisper of Shards and also our Heart of Inmost Light. So I get the grenade back almost instantly. And this will also work with making these stasis crystals here. If you see, I could throw that, and then I'll get the regen from breaking that as well. Well, it doesn't show up on the left, but it is there. But you have so many buffs going on with this build that it's kind of hard to see. But you can see, I mean, my abilities are coming back constantly. And another great thing with this, too, is that, I mean, I could even just throw the melee away. You see, my melee's gone. I only have 1 strength, which is as long as possible, other than 0. Chuck this down, and you can just break these. And the stasis shards give you your melee back near instantly, because they mainly just give you the melee energy. But you're also using it to proc your Font of Might, so you're doing more damage. And you can, I mean, the ability regen is just crazy. And the Empower buff also gives it increased damage. It's 20% extra damage at 1 stack, and 35 at 2 stacks. So if you were to do your melee and then your barricade, your grenade would do 35% more damage. And another nice thing to keep in mind is, say I have my barricade down, and I need to just quickly kill a group around me. You can actually just chuck your grenade at your barricade. It'll insta-break it. If you hit it right in the middle, it'll break all 5. But you could just use that for quick healing. You see I have that overshield from Rhyme. You can use it just to quickly get back your abilities, clear an ad, or pull, or, you know, whatever you need. And yeah, so the Empowered is just incredible, stacked on top of Whisper of Fissures and Shards. And it does pretty good damage too, especially after the Stasis Crystal update. You could spec into more Intellect, because the Stasis Titan Super is actually pretty decent now, but it's not entirely necessary. But the other thing you can do with this is I'm just going to swap this just to show you. If you run multiple copies of Font of Might instead of your normal setup, you can use this to actually go into damage phases with your Elemental well setup and have basically 100% uptime. So you see I got Time Dilation on, running 3 Font of Might and Elemental Shards. So your DPS phase would look like, you know, you have your Warlock put down their well, Titan Bubble, you have your debuffs, everything. All you do is chuck this down. You can pop it with your barricade so you get the grenade back. But you can see I have 20 seconds of Stasis Weapon Boost. And you can just lay into whatever you want with Reed's Regret or any other Stasis Heavies that are going to come out. Hopefully there will be more in Witch Queen. And by the time your boost is almost out, you can just throw another one. You can re-up this. And this will give shards to any other Stasis subclass as well. So if you have a Hunter running Mask of Bacchus and they get the extra damage bonus from slowing their target and they get the 10% extra damage off the dodge, then you can just make them the shards and they can do their Elemental Well build. They just need to run Elemental Shards and you're buffing the whole group. So yeah, it's a really nice way to just quickly go into a damage phase. You have your regular Warlock and Titan running their buffs, and then everybody else can be on stasis, and you just do a crazy amount of damage, because it does stack with every other damage boost in the game. And also you can see, Diamond Lance is pretty useful, and it does spawn off of even just body shots on enemies. It was on cooldown there, but I'll show you real fast. Inside of this, it goes ahead and spawns right here. So yeah, really good ad clear, really good damage build. Would highly recommend giving this a shot, especially with Protective Light though, if you're going to be just doing general activities. I think that's the best way to play it, unless you're just really trying to chunk a boss in a raid or a dungeon or something. But yeah.